weather update, we're forecasting the latest on newly named Hurricane Lee, possible impacts to the eastern seaboard and Bermuda. Is this going to hit the U.S.? All the details that we know for right now are coming right up. All right, welcome back into another More Weather Forecast video. My name is Becca Moore, and I'm back here in the weather studio with another video update. We did have live coverage of Hurricane Idalia, forecasting it just before it hit Florida, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm probably going to do that a lot more now with tropical threats to the United States. And the big question that we're looking at is Hurricane Lee, which is in the central Atlantic right now. Could this be a threat to the United States? Well, gladly, right now, it is not looking to be a threat to the United States, but the forecast could change. So let's get straight into the forecast, looking at the satellite imagery from Tropical Tidbits right now. Great website for forecast information. But as you can see, Hurricane Lee right now is strengthening. You can just see from the latest satellite imagery here, Hurricane Lee has been strengthening and was just named a hurricane. It was a tropical storm just hours ago and is now named a hurricane by the National Hurricane Center. So you can see that circulation there here in the central Atlantic, and this storm is going to cause some problems for places like Bermuda, possibly an area along the eastern seaboard. So we're going to have to watch it, but this is the track we're forecasting for right now, going north of Puerto Rico and is going to probably cause some impacts for somebody. But again, it's all the way in the Atlantic right now, so we still do have a lot of uncertainty. Now, let's look at the cone of uncertainty, and right now we do have a hurricane, again, with Hurricane Lee. But by the time we go into 2 a.m. on Friday, or 2 p.m. on Friday, this is going to turn into a major hurricane 2 a.m. Saturday, major hurricane 2 p.m. Saturday, major hurricane 2 p.m. Monday. So it's possibly going to even strengthen into Category 4, Category 5 hurricane will be possible. But what's the good news is it's not going to be hitting any land as it does this. It's going to be a fish storm, at least for now, as we look at the cone for right now. So as you can see, this goes out to 2 p.m. Monday, and we're going to see a strong major hurricane to the north of Puerto Rico and to the north of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. So again, this is 2 p.m. Monday. It's going to take all the way through the weekend into next week. That's why there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of hype going around out there. There's a lot of misinformation about this is going to hit the United States. We don't know that, and it's really possible, very possible, that it doesn't hit the United States. It is a very possible scenario there. So again, we're just going to have to watch this. And so let's look at the hurricane force wind speed probabilities, preliminary here. And as you can see, we do have that 60 to 70% chance through areas here into the central Atlantic. And those hurricane force winds are probably going to stay to the north of Puerto Rico. Some tropical storm force winds, some heavy rain and flooding could be possible for Puerto Rico there. So we're going to have to watch that. But mainly affects Puerto Rico down through Barbados. These islands here, we're really probably not going to be seeing too much. Some moisture, though, flinged out by Hurricane Lee could cause some flooding, so we'll have to watch for that, and even on over to Haiti and Dominican Republics. But no catastrophic impacts are expected. Now let's look at the GEFS ensemble here. This is the GFS ensemble. Sorry about that. That's my map falling in the background. It does it almost every video and almost every live stream. But anyways, this is a bunch of different scenarios put together by the GFS model, a bunch of different members of this ensemble model. And you can see that the main consensus is that this storm, for right now, again, things are going to change. This map is going to look different. Could look very similar, but it's going to change here in the next couple of days. But the main consensus, it's going to curve at this point. It's going to curve to the north towards Bermuda. Could it go to the east of Bermuda, or is it going to go to the west of Bermuda, or is it going to hit Bermuda? That's the question we don't know for right now, but most models, besides a couple of outliers here, are saying that this storm, Hurricane Lee, is going to go up the Gulf Stream here to the east of the East Coast, not affecting places, not giving a landfall. Still, could we see rip currents and high surf with this situation? Yes, but this is only one scenario. We've pretty much got two scenarios. One scenario, the storm does end up hitting somewhere along the eastern seaboard, probably north of North Carolina here. And then the other scenario is that it curves out to sea. Right now, the scenario of it curving out to the ocean is the most likely one for right now. So let's look at the European ensemble here as well. Pretty much looks the same, doesn't go as far out, and has a little bit more of a bigger spread here. But you can see some outliers. Sorry about that. That's the map again. Some outliers here, pushing it towards the United States here. But again, the most likely track for right now is going out into the ocean, taking a northward turn here, and not affecting the United States, not landfalling in the United States. Now, could the storm eventually go up and affect places like Maine? That's a possibility, but that's way out. We don't even need to be really talking about that just yet. Once the storm gets to here, probably need to really start talking about that. But Bermuda, you're really going to be having to watch out. But for right now, catastrophic effects are not expected in the United States. Don't listen to that hype out there. Don't listen to that misinformation, because most of the models are showing that this is not going to impact the United States. Now, let's look at the European model. Looking at the latest run European high-resolution model here in the Atlantic Basin. So right now, here is Hurricane Lee. Well, this is a little bit earlier, so at this point it was a tropical storm. But here's Hurricane Lee. Here's strong high pressure. We're going to have a ridge digging, or a trough, not like a winter trough, but a little bit of a trough, lowering dew points, dipping into the eastern United States by the time we go into next week. So if we keep pushing this out, so here's about where we are right now. And if we keep pushing this out, keep going into Friday, Saturday, Sunday here into Monday, you can see extremely strong hurricane north of Puerto Rico, north of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. This is a very, very strong, possibly at this point Category 5 hurricane to the way east of the United States. And right now, as we go into next week, so this is around Thursday, Wednesday into Thursday of next week. So again, this is slow moving. A lot of things are going to change. Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday of next week, we do see that curve to the north happening. We're not going to see it go straight. I don't think that's going to happen. And I mean, the National Hurricane Center doesn't think it's going to happen. Most of the models aren't. Well, the National Hurricane Center doesn't have the forecast out to that point yet. But most of the models are saying this isn't going to happen again. Could that change? Yes. But as we go into Thursday here and into Friday of next week, so this is way out, you can see we do have high pressure still, but it's weakening off a little bit. The stronger the high pressure ridge over here is, and that'll be pushing the storm more towards the United States. The more prepared we need to be in the United States, the more on alert we need to be, because if we have a strong high pressure ridge, it's going to push the storm, it's going to nudge the storm a little bit farther to the west, and that would bring impacts to the United States, the eastern seaboard. But if we have the stronger trough than the high pressure, let's say we have the high pressure over here, way up here, and really letting off the gas, you can see this trough is going to keep it away from the United States, and that's what the European model is suggesting for right now. But we're going all the way out to the end of the run on the European model. So this is way out. This is 228 hours out here. So again, things are going to change. You need to stay prepared. All the way from Florida, I know it's probably not going to hit Florida, but you still need to be prepared. There's nothing wrong with being prepared. So all the way from the Florida coast up through Maine, so the whole eastern seaboard, just stay on alert. Have that hurricane preparedness plan in place, especially if you're in the Carolinas up through the Northeast here. Just make sure you're staying tuned to the forecast and being on alert for this storm. Again, there's the scenario that it hits the eastern seaboard. That scenario is still possible. I'm not ruling that out. For right now, we're not expecting that. But again, things are going to change. So again, make sure you stay tuned to the forecast. And that about wraps up this More Weather Forecast video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I did the best job of giving you guys the latest details we have. I'll have more updates in the coming days, so make sure to stay tuned to the forecast. Go follow me on Twitter or X, whatever we call it right now. Subscribe to me here on YouTube. Again, stay prepared out there, and I will see you soon with more weather.